The minute you walk in the joint, you're right in style when you're in Muriel's company. Hey, big spender, spend a little dime with me. Muriel Magnum, Coronas, and Panatella Extra. Join the Muriel Mild crowd. Pick one up and smoke it sometime.
Hi YouTube, FT here, and I have a Yabo sent to me from Keith, and Keith's YouTube name is Plainsmokebear51. So I'm pretty privileged and honoured to get this package. I've done the preliminaries, I've cut the tape, so all I have to do is delve in. But before all that, let's do the housekeeping. I'm smoking my Freemasons PSP pipe, made by Patrick the Pipe. It's olive wood. And then I'm smoking Stonehaven. Keith has sent me a room note. Oh wow. It's a very nice long letter. And attached to the letter is Keith's description and a little bit of information about tobaccos that Keith has sent me. Dear Martin, I hope this room note, laugh out loud, finds you well and that you and your wife had a great weekend. I definitely had a great weekend. I think my wife did. I didn't see much of her because I was had my nose stuck in front of the telly, smoking and drinking, watching Formula 1. Formula 1 weekends, I do absolutely nothing except watch Formula 1. Well, it's good to hear in this note that you had a good weekend. As promised, I have shared out some of the tins from my cellar between 3 and 4 fellow UK YouTube pipe smoking friends. And some of the tobacco that Keith has sent me is 20 years old. And what Keith has done, even though he sent it out, I believe, to 4 people, we will not all receive the same tobaccos. This will be very interesting. Keith goes on to say that the samples won't be very large. Size is not important, Keith. Oh, so I'm told. The fact that you sent it to me is, thank you very much. He said one of them will be very, very dry. And it's 18-year-old, but he rehydrates okay and it smokes okay once it's rehydrated. And the other old ones have in fact matured extremely well. In fact, his actual words were matured beautifully. Oh wow. Also in this package there are some tins. Keith knows, as many of you do, that I make clocks out of tins. And these are mostly aged 15 to 20 year old. So they're not going to have any of that stupid smoking kills labels on them. But I think Keith hit the nail on the head here. He goes, some of them are quite stunning and rare. So Keith, I hope you won't be upset if I don't make clocks out of some of them, because I'll probably hang on to them. I like collecting things like that. My wife calls it collecting rubbish. If it's a problem, please PM me and I'm sure we can sort something out. But if I find see But if I see a real nice tin, I tend not to want to put holes in it and put clock hands on it. Just leave it as it is. It's nice in its own right. It goes on to say that it's a sign of his gratitude and camaraderie and the friendship that we've shown each other and the YouTube community shows each other. Thank you very much, Keith. It meant a real lot to me when you sent me that PM. Thank you. Your sampling notes I'm going to keep to myself at this stage. I will read through your notes, Keith, but off camera. You're a man after my own heart, Keith. I print little labels out and stick them on my tobacco samples I send out. Your labels are a bit bigger than mine. This is Dobie's London Mixture 4 Square. And this is a very dry one that will need rehydrating, Keith says. You can actually feel it's dry through the bag. Now I'm smoking, so I might not get the benefit of having a... oranges, I get oranges. I don't know if that's right. Thank you. This is Dunhill Elizabethan Mixture. Dunhill Elizabethan Mixture. They all smell good, but tobacco does. I actually open a tin of tobacco if I've got a little bit left in a tin. I'll open the tin and just leave it lying around in a room because you get a nice, it's almost like a potpourri. W.O. Larson's Signature. I've seen some videos on YouTube about this, so I'm looking forward to trying that. And yes, I remember this. This unfortunately was one of the tobaccos that Keith had to pay customs on. They, how can I put it? They nailed Keith on paying VAT and customs charges on one of his orders. Looking forward to that, Keith. Rattray's Old Gowrie, I think it's pronounced. Very dark. Flaky, it's very flaky cut. I'll have to read some of your notes, Keith. That's got a rich nose on that one. Oh, and some more. Marlin Flake, Rattray's Marlin Flake. I love these little Ziploc bags. Great idea. 5 samples there, Keith. Fantastic amount. So please don't worry about that. That is brilliant. Thank you very much. Oh yeah. Navy flake tin. Never seen that one before, Keith. It's a W.O. Larson's tin. It's a lovely tin. Lovely tin. Old gold block, eh? Old gold block tin. My dad used to smoke gold block. Ogdens of Liverpool. Wonder if they're still around. Peterson of Dublin, University Flake. I'll make a nice clock actually. It's nice when it's clear down here. And the central point is below all the writing. So that will make a nice clock. See Keith, that's another beautiful tin. Dunhill Elizabethan mixture. It's a lovely tin. Clay pipe on it, a ship on it, a book, maps. Mick McQuaid square cut tin. Now this one has the beginning of a warning label stuck onto it. EEC Council Directive or something. Tobacco seriously damages health. But it's stuck on, so that can be removed. It's a jolly old man on that. That'll make a nice clock. It's also a very nice tin though. Wow, look at that one. Beautiful tin. Signature. On that one, it's almost worth seeing if I can get very small hands and just having the clock mechanism at the bottom below the signature part. Punch bowl. Burley Tobaccos. I've never seen that tin before either. Benson and Hedges special cut plug. Old Bond Street. Nice little tin. That'll make a good clock. It's an old tin, I know, but it'll make a good clock because where the end is where the hole would go. So you still get the Benson and Hedges either side of it. Doobie's London Mixture 4 Square. It hasn't gone unnoticed, Keith, that at least 3, maybe 4 of these tins you sent me are also the tobacco samples you sent me, and thank you very much for that. This tin is quite strange. It's actually textured. The 4 square writing is feels textured on it. Very nice tin. Wow, Keith, I'm almost speechless. Almost. Very rare for me to be speechless, I'll be honest. But I greatly appreciate you sending me the tobacco samples. The tins are stunning. Some of those tins are just wonderful. And this 4, 5 explanations of the tobaccos you've sent me, why you like them, an insight into how you feel about them is fantastic. Fantastic. Taking a quick look through your notes, and those Rattrys are the 18 to 20 year olds. Wow. They've got to be something special. So Keith, thank you so much for this. So I'm now going to go away and play with some of my tins. So Keith, thank you for this wonderful, wonderful Yabo. I think the Americans would sum it up by saying it's awesome, and it is. Thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep them alight. I'm having a bit of trouble keeping this Stonehaven alight. Stay safe, and I'll see you all on the next video. Cheers.